Pierson Blair. That's it. So you got your first car. You're 15, but you're about to turn 16 in another few months, and you're about ready to ride.
Yeah. Start living the free life.
Free life. That's awesome. So pull that website up I talked about, because I want to talk to you about this story.
Yeah, they spelled my name wrong on everything, and it made me so mad.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's Pierso.
No,
and there's only one
it.
article.
This is how they spelled it online, right?
I know, and it made me so mad.
Pierson Blair, like fire. Put fire in there.
Yeah. You go up on news, it should come up.
Yeah, there it is.
South Florida team.
There it is.
WSB?
Go to the WSB one first. Because look at his face.
Hey, it sucked. I was coughing up black stuff for a week.
Were you?
Oh yeah, I had it all coming out through my nose and stuff. It was terrible.
So I was at the pool at this time.
Yeah.
So I was here. I was at this place when it was happening. We were at the pool at the Georgian, and so I believe I was at the pool. Maybe it was the next day that I saw you. I can't remember. Anyways, so tell me the story. You're driving on the golf cart, right?
All right. So true story. We were gonna go meet up with some girls.
I believe that. Yeah.
So we were meeting up with some girls, and we see Kai Keller, which is the one on the left right here.
What's his name?
Kai Keller.
Kai.
Yep.
Spell it.
Kai.
Kai. Kai Keller.
Yep. And
He's obviously an offensive lineman.
Oh yeah, he's a big man.
There you go.
He has like a whole bunch of stuff with his family. He goes out and he does special
Kind of
training
a
for football.
little cute baby smile right there. That's funny.
He's definitely a sweet guy.
There you go.
Yeah.
What about and you got your other friend
Ryan Seymour.
Ryan Seymour.
Yeah, he's got the name to put us out.
Does he has sisters?
He has brothers that are state champions in wrestling and stuff, and he follows behind that.
I can't. I'm trying to think that I know him through because of Allison in middle school. Did he went to Allison middle school?
Yes.
Okay.
She knows him personally.
Awesome.
Allison showed me a picture of him and your daughter.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And then the perm, the worm, Pierson Blair. Okay. So you're riding around your golf cart going to look for chicks.
All right. So we're pulling up to Kai's house. We stopped on the side.
And you're 14 here.
Yes.
Okay.
And we run out. This guy runs out of his house saying, "My house is on fire. House on fire." Big old wart on his head. He's just got beat up, and he's screaming.
Do you know he just got beat up, or did you think he just fell or something?
You can see it.
Okay.
It hits his big old knot. His eyes are about swollen shut, and he runs out his house. And he said, "My house is on fire. My house is on fire." I immediately, just thinking, run over, grab the hose on the side of the house, pull it in, go in through the garage, into the kitchen, which is where the fire originally started, then spread, and start putting out the fire. And when it looked like a scene from like Twilight Zone or something, it was pitch black from all the smoke.
Right.
Because they lit the couch on fire, then there was a trail going to the kitchen. Mm-hmm. And it was big. The roof probably would have collapsed if it wasn't in there and I didn't get it out long enough because it was burning a hole through it.
Right.
But I run in there. He runs back in, and the dog runs out. We get the dog out. So he gets in, and he's stumbling.
Who's he?
I can't say his name for...
Don't say his name, but it's the homeowner.
It's a child of the homeowner.
Oh, okay. And how old is he?
He's 16.
Okay. So the homeowner's kid runs back in.
So he was home alone with his uncle, and they got in an argument, and this is how this all started. But he's stumbling on the floor, and he stumbles and falls. So I pick him back up, and I bring him outside. But this time...
Fireman? And you throw him over your shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay.
But by this time, Kai Keller comes back with a fire extinguisher from his house.
Yep.
And I bring that inside, and I try to keep myself... I take my shirt off, and I wrap it around my face for protection from the smoke.
Just because you saw it on a YouTube video or something? Thought it was cool?
I just knew that was the right thing to do. Because I couldn't breathe in there.
Yeah.
And I was in there for probably about 6 minutes for a while. I put out the original fire until it got spread to the roof and to the other rooms. But I put it over my face. I have the hose. Then I used 2 fire extinguishers and a water hose while Kai Keller stood outside and sprayed it from the outside. And Seymour watched.
He just watched?
Yeah.
He's enjoying the show.
The story was just messed up. But no, it was It was scary. I'll admit
Seymour
that.
did the safe thing.
Yeah, he was the smart one. I was the dumb one that
That's
ran
right.
into the burning
That's
building.
it.
You know?
Did the house? Did they put it out where it didn't burn completely down?
It didn't burn completely down. It's a brick house. You can see it in the background on the top right there.
Yeah.
And the inside was messed up. Everything was black from the smoke, and the roof straight above where the living room was, the ceiling above it was burned down, and that came down. Then the windows broke from the heat.
Yep. Sure.
And that started spreading outside. By that time, the fire department came by, and I already took out the main blaze in the living room quarters until it got spread to the other room.
Did it just get renovated, or did they tear the whole thing down?
I think they renovated it. I drove past it recently, and it amazed me how normal it looks now.
Yeah.
It looks just fine.
Same family lives in there?
No, they got kicked out.
Oh, were they renting?
Yeah. Apparently they weren't good at all.
What started the fire? What?
So the uncle and the kid got into a confrontation, and he started beating up the kid. So he lit the house on fire in an attempt to kill him. And the uncle ran off before we got to see him.
So he knocked him out unconscious, and then started a fire to kill him.
Yeah.
And he woke up obviously.
Yeah.
And ran outside. And the uncle wasn't there the whole time you were there because
I didn't see him once.
I wonder if he called him. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they got him.
Yeah, they didn't. I don't know personally. But
Yeah, I'm sure they did. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. Look at you, the ambulance. What'd they do to just have you breathe?
Yeah, I couldn't catch my breath out. I got out of the fire, and
Look at you have slides. He has slides on,
yeah.
baby.
Actually, they have holes in them because they got burnt so bad, and I had a lot of burn scars on me. But the slides, they have holes in the bottom from the embers that I stepped on going in there, and I had the bottom of my foot burned. I actually still have scars on the bottom of my foot right now from it, and it
bottom
burnt holes
of
in
the
it.
foot burn hurts. They're like it's hard to heal because you use it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
What is that person in the background doing? Reading their text?
It was
You see, like he's like, well, this ain't that big of a deal. The house didn't burn down. Nobody died. Somebody checking their text. Facebook. Yeah, somebody just sent me a message.
I remember
Is that
one of
that
them
dude is on his
recording.
phone, right?
Yeah, he was on his phone the whole time. That's what I remember. And the other guy was like worried, and he was like, "You got it. This is what you're trained for." Looking at the other guy, then he started texting people. Had to check his social real quick.
That's awesome.
Maybe a Tinder date. I don't know. He looks like the type.
What is yeah, that's awesome. So oxygen's like highly flammable too. So I wonder if they. So this is the fire department though, right? This is not the
That's in the ambulance.
of the fire department, or is it another ambulance?
I think it's just an ambulance. I don't think the fire department didn't take care of me. It was just the ambulance guys.
But you know, the fire department usually is first responders. They have those.
The ambulance came first, actually.
Oh, did it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was closer than the fire, probably about 20 seconds closer than the other.
Yeah. Usually the fire department gets there first, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So you after this, and I was trying to remember what personality called you when you might have were going to be on there. Was it Dr. Phil?
Yes, and I had a couple people talk to me
Big
about
time.
getting on a radio show or something about that.
So we're the first to get you here.
Yeah.
At Soup Sandwich.
Yeah.
Hey, exclusive, Bailey. Here, first,
Oh yeah, gotta keep
Dr. Phil.
This is your first and your last.
Yeah, Dr. Phil, go eat it, man. We got him first. We landed the story.
I had a couple people reach out to me.
After this.
That's right. Roy Jones Jr., Pierson Blair, done. That's funny. Look, you just have people that Nash said the players Ryan Seymour, Kai Keller, and Pierson Blair were driving around the neighborhood in a golf cart when they saw. You know when people read this, like, what are the rich punks riding around in a golf cart? You know what I mean?
I didn't
They're
want
riding
this
around
to
in
get
a golf
out.
cart.
Did you know that?
No.
I went around everybody. So what happened was a neighborhood mom actually came up after and got pictures from everybody. Then I didn't want this to get out. I told everybody not to post about it. I didn't want to see
That
this
wasn't
anywhere.
gonna happen.
I know. I just wanted to try because I didn't want to have to deal. I actually got more hate for this than I actually got. I got a lot of people that were hating on me for this. They're like, "Oh, you think you're so special?"
Who? Just people at high school?
A lot of people. I actually had people that I never knew reach at me on Instagram like, "Oh, you think you're cool? You set the fire, big deal." A lot of people do, and I was like, I didn't even want this.
Well,
to
that's always going to happen.
yeah.
So you can't stop that. On that Joe Rogan style, don't read the comments.
Yeah.
Don't do it. And I comply for sure. So you had a lot of people that you didn't know. Nobody that you knew didn't say anything to there, right?
No. They never say it to my face. It was always over.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Over
a lot of
social media, like a
lot of thumb heroes, right? Look at your face, soot.
Oh, I was black. I thought I was gonna get black faced.
Big perm, big
That's what I
worm.
said
You had to
when
go
I
get
came
another.
out.
You had to go get another perm after this, didn't you?
This is killing. It's been over a year. It's growing in. Nice.
Are you getting another one?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna see how it goes.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're kind of not in style anymore.
but that's not your that's your natural hair right there though. A little wavy.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
It's not that curly as in the picture, but it's a little wavy.
When's you're still playing football?
Yeah.
When's that start? Spring training?
It has started, but we're taking a break over the break. Then we're gonna get reinduced for a fundraiser coming up. Then after that, we're gonna get really into it.
When is actual spring training?
I believe it's when we come back from this break. So
Oh,
next
is it?
week, yeah.
Oh, okay. And then you do the spring training where the 8th graders come up, and that when they come up and play
Yep.
with you. And you'll be a junior
Yep.
this next year. You're a sophomore now, right?
No, I'm a freshman by that.
Or you're a freshman now, so you'll be a sophomore. What's your position?
Linebacker and running back.
There you go. What about Seymour? What's he do? He looks
He's
like a
quarterback.
fit dude. Is he?
Yep. His whole
Big QB.
that's his whole gene right there.
Ladies,
his brother was the
eat
starting.
your heart out. That's the quarterback. You want quarterback money? You got to be a quarterback. You want quarterback women? You got to be a quarterback. Right? They just get a different taste of women, don't they?
He's definitely different. I'll tell you that right there.
So he's good?
Oh yeah.
So what do you like, defense better or running back?
Oh, I play to hit people.
Yeah, so
That's the
defense, yeah.
reason.
Where y'all do you guys do y'all still go to camp?
I was invited to a couple. I had a couple people reach out to me about going to these camps and things, but I haven't went to run yet. Garrett, my brother, was a lot big on that when he was a freshman.
But I'm talking about the whole team as a solid, not just
Oh.
you going to camps.
No, we don't go to camps together as a whole team.
That's sad. That sucks.
There's different camps for everybody. So there's a kicking camp, then there's one majority for linemen. So it's DBs and all that. They go to certain camps, so you can't bring them all to one because it's not fitted for most of them. So it'd make them look worse because they're not fitted for the specific drills that they're doing at that camp.
I get that, but those are specialty camps.
Yeah.
So there's still whole team camps out there where you go, your whole team goes and plays against different teams that you never ever play against, and y'all have 2-a-days and all that, right?
Yeah, I think there is.
It's more 7-on-7 now.
Is it?
Yeah, there is.
Well, there's a lot of rules and regulations about it now. So, you know, when me and your dad played, there was no rules and regulations. Like, I don't care if you pass out, just get some water and get back on the field. We'd always go forever away. Our coaches were big into, you know, go 15, 20 hours away. We were
Really?
in Illinois. Yeah, we went to Illinois the first 3 years, and then we went to Missouri the last year.
Well, I helped this got the team $2,000 from Academy. We got sponsored by Academy for $2,000 for equipment because of this.
Nice.
Yep, and we each got $200 gift cards for Academy.
What'd you buy?
I got some speakers and some new clothes.
What kind of speakers for what?
I got a big speaker for my room. I hear the bass.
Are you gonna put stuff in that BMW?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put a box in the back.
Whoever had that before you took care of it. It was an 04, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a 04 BMW. It looks brand new.
E64.
Yeah.
540.
I mean-
5i.
So
It's got a lot of aftermarket mods on it too. It's got carbon fiber lining in the interior.
BMWs are great. They're the experience, right? It's an experience.
Yep, it is, and it's lower.
Ultimate driving experience. Is that their thing?
I think that's another car company.
Pull it. No, that's BMW. Yeah, Ultimate Drive. Pull up his exact car, Bailey.
Would you say it's 545i?
Yep.
So this is it basically, right?
It doesn't have the sun. It doesn't have the pull down roof. It's a 4-door. It's like that one right there.
It's on this, this
Yeah.
It's lowered.
Yeah. Mine's lowered on some shocks, and it's got exhaust mods and stuff like that.
Mods just like makes it sound cooler.
Yeah, it makes it. I got a performance mod on
Right?
it too.
when you just say mod, you're like, oh, you must be a badass. Right.
But there's different types.
How are you guys going to be in football this year?
I believe we're gonna go pretty strong. We got some 8th graders coming up that are pretty good. They
your season got canceled, right?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, y'all were one of the got canceled. Would y'all play 8 games?
Yeah. Then I got moved up to the varsity, and then I went with them to go play some games, and that got canceled too.
Damn.
Yeah.
And so it's going to loosen up now, though. So this year, you're going to be playing varsity sophomore year.
I believe so.
Yep.
I got a lot of
at least put some reps in there.
Putting me in, saying that I'm definitely getting that spot at the varsity.
Linebacker, what?
Linebacking. That's my.
Which one? Sam, Will, middle.
Sam.
Sam.
Yeah.
Your dad was a Will, right? I think so.
I don't know.
He was a linebacker for sure. Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, we played at Herschel Jones I didn't play much at Herschel Jones, but I watched it from the bench. I didn't start playing football because I was so small till high school, till I got in there and really learned the game. Football's a fucking complicated sport.
Oh, he put me in early with Gary. You know?
But I'm saying it's a complicated sport.
Oh yeah,
it's super complicated. Go and try to, like, your little brother when he's like 8.
They're not going to let him play football.
And try. Yeah, they will. That'll change. Get out of here. And try to explain the game of football to somebody that knows nothing. So say somebody from England that's only played soccer and has never been into it, and they come to America, try to explain football to them. It is fucking impossible. It is so hard
You'd have to find something that relates it to them too.
What relates to football?
Exactly.
Nothing. No. I mean, like, you could take soccer and relate that to lacrosse. There's a lot of things that kind of mix with this, but football, nothing. Line of scrimmage. What's
rugby,
a line of scrimmage?
You could use rugby as an
football?
example.
No way, man.
It's close.
It's a constant going sport, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop. It doesn't have the intermittent that football does. It's weird. And then a lineman could have to do 50 different things on one play, maybe, depending on how the defensive line lines up. It is a super hard sport to explain to somebody.
You gotta learn all the signs and everything too.
Everything, yeah. And defense is, hard too. If this person moves this way, it changes the whole defense.
You gotta know how to shift.
Left to right. Will is the tight end this way? Is the tight end that way? How are you gonna? I mean, it is a lot. It's a lot to it, and it changes by one person moving 2 feet.
Different strengths, all that.
The whole thing changes. So it's yeah, I mean, it's definitely
it's most similar.
It's definitely the most similar. Don't get me wrong. And you can't even say Canadian football. It's the same thing with a few different rules. That's it.
I didn't know there was a thing called Canadian football.
You didn't know there was Canadian football?
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, I think their team, the Canadian Football League, the CFL, probably has 10, 12 teams, but they have some different rules. Like Canadian football, their field is wider. It's like 25 yards wider or something.
It's only 80 yards.
Yeah. No, it's. I think it might be shorter, but it's a lot wider. So if you look at the dimensions of the football field, it's a lot, which changes the game a lot. It makes that fast quarterback really important.
Yeah.
Because if they can cut the corner, they can cut the corner and you also can run at the line as a receiver in Canadian football a lot like you can in arena football. Like a receiver can run at the DB and then he just has to be at the line of scrimmage before they snap it, which the defensive backs are already at a so big disadvantage. Getting somebody that's running at you already, that's got to go away.
Oh, it's longer.
Look at number one. The NFL offers higher salaries. You know that would be in any sport in the world. It'd be like NFL offers higher salaries. Every sport.
12 players instead of 11.
There's this
3 downs instead of 4 downs. Wow.
Yeah, I knew that. Yep. Pierson, there's this. I look at this. I don't know if they do it every year, but they do it every other year or whatever. But they do the most profitable sporting teams in the world, right? In Forbes, try to pull that up, and it's like top 100 sporting teams. So You know that somebody that's always on there is the Yankees are always in the top 5.
Yeah.
Manchester United is always up there as one of the Dallas Cowboys is always up there as the most worth the most ever, right?
Yeah.
There's a few basketball teams on there, a handful of baseball teams, 3 or 4 baseball teams. Baseball's really they don't make a ton of money, but
That's interesting.
but in the top 100. And we're talking about a lot of soccer teams are on there.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
a very
you got a lot of racing teams on there.
really.
Like Lamborghini Racing
Oh.
and all these NASCAR racing teams that are just very, very, very profitable. But 32 teams out of 100 NFL. Every NFL team is in the top 100. That's how much money they make.
Yeah.
Look, one year the number 100 that I could remember. I mean, it's been a while since I read these, but the number 100 one year was Jacksonville Jaguars. They barely made it, and I remember the next time I saw it, it could have been a couple of years later, 2 years later. Jacksonville Jaguar was in the top 50. So 32 of the 50 teams, most profitable teams in the world, were NFL teams. It was insane how much money they make.
See all the American football.
Well, basketball's pushed up too because of China. They get all that China money now. So they make so much money. Who's the
No WNBA teams on here.
no. Hey, who was the I think we talked about this when it happened, Bailey. Who was the awesome tight end from Carolina, Greg Olson? Remember, because every year when free agency happens in NBA, there's all these NFL players like, this bullshit. They're like just jealous as hell of him. And he goes, and Greg Olson's kid was on, I think he put it on Twitter or something or Instagram or whatever. And he goes, every time the NBA comes out with free agency, he goes, I be like, and his son is like 6 years old, was dribbling 2 basketballs like that. Because, man, the number 8 player on almost any NBA team makes more than probably at least 80% of NFL, don't they? Like the guy that you don't know, number 8 or number 3 off the bench, makes more than like 80% of NFL. Yeah. Only quarterback and receivers and some running backs probably make more, right? It's insane. So yeah, shoot the basketball.
It's a lot easier to get to that $1 million a year mark in basketball than it is football.
Yeah, for sure. But look at Chiefs.
What would you do if you were Ben Roethlisberger right now?
I would pray because if I'm
They're
look,
$22 million over the salary cap, and they owe him $45 million.
what would I do if I was Pittsburgh, the Steelers? It'd be easy to me.
If I was Ben Roethlisberger, I would tell them, if you try to trade me, I'm going to retire.
Yeah, no, I would go to if I'm the Steelers family, and because the family still owns that thing, I'd go to him and go, look, it's time.
If you buy my contract out and I retire, I don't count against your salary.
Yeah, but it's time. But it's time. It's time.
Yeah.
But I can also go. I can cut a deal with you, Mr. Ben Roethlisberger, because you've been with me forever and your legacy, and we love you. And that's how they are. That Steelers organization is solid. Mm-hmm. And I say, look, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna bleed that last $22 million, and I'm gonna bleed it over 7 years, 8 years. I'm still paying you. I still got a contract to pay you, and I'll do that. And Ben would probably take that, and then it's off. And then it's off the cap.
I would.
And then you could do that. And then there's so many good quarterbacks right now. And you know that Steelers have if they landed a quarterback if they did this in the next, let's say 2 weeks, right?
They have to be cap compliant by March 17th.
So if they do that in the next 2 weeks, right? And they got their quarterback, let's say they get a Deshaun Watson, or they get a even a Wentz, which probably would go good. Wentz would probably go good there, even though he's a little different. I don't know what's going to happen with him. I think he's got the skills. I don't know if he can hold up. He's been injured a lot. But if you get that guy that you're like, all right, he can replace Ben, fundamentally he can replace him, right? Then you can get Watt. Mm-hmm. You can get JJ Watt. Mm-hmm. because his brothers play for him. You get him for 20 snaps a game probably. He's going to be able to get to that quarterback, 20 times a game. He's going to be able to try to get there. And then they've got, what's the receiver? Schuschmitter or whatever?
Yeah. Juju.
Juju. They got Juju still. He's solid. They got a good running game still.
Right now, their quarterback options are Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins, which is...
Well, you know who else is on their bench, though? I think he still plays there, is the Tennessee guy, Josh Dobbs.
Oh, yeah, he does.
He's still there. He's still there. Yeah. You like Denver, don't you?
My brother likes Denver.
Are you a Falcons fan?
Yes.
Yeah. Forgot. Denver's fucking struggled, man. They're just... I don't love the hey, I'm going to let this guy run my team because he was the quarterback. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't translate. And not saying a great quarterback can't be a good GM, can't be a president of operations. I just don't think he thinks I think Elway thinks he's a little too good. And they need to go to the draft and get some quarterbacks. They don't need to. Although the quarterback this year, Locke, was really good.
Yeah, he did good.
He played well. So
he's been
actually,
one of the most improved players.
I think so, yeah.
Him and Josh Allen.
Was he Missouri?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was terrible in college too. Well, I went to 2 years in a row, watched them play them in Athens. We beat them 9-6 one time. Great
Jesus, it's a fucking snorer of a game.
Yeah, that's
awesome. Well, cool, man. Thanks for coming.
No problem.
What else you got? Girlfriend, 2 girlfriends, 3 girlfriends?
Nah, I just got friends.
Just friends. Okay, that's good. That's a good way to do it.
Don't need all the distractions right now.
That's it. Do you wrestle too?
I wasn't able to do it this season because of COVID, but I do. Yeah.
Do you cut weight?
I do.
Yeah. Oh my God. I bet your football coach hates your wrestling coach. That's like not good.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to bulk up for football right now for getting in the season. I'm hitting 165 right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get back up to what I was.
I wasn't 165 until I was 19, Bailey.
I was 165 when I was like 15.
Yes, but you were freaking 6 foot already.
Yeah, and I was as skinny as you.
I was 5 when I was 15. I was 5'3".
Really?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Ooh.
I was small.
You didn't get many girls, did you?
When I graduated, no, Lord, no. Kidding me? I don't get any girls now. I was lucky to get my wife, but no. I graduated at 150, 155. Your mom always goes,
yeah.
You were not that big. I was like, I actually grew a lot my junior year. I went from that 125 and hit a growth spurt.
I hear
but
it
after 18, I hit another growth spurt, or after 19, and by the time I was 20, I was 180 with not any fat. So I'd hit that extra growth spurt. So, anyways. All right, man. Well, thanks for coming in. Thanks for telling the story, man. That's pretty cool, man. Don't run into any fires anymore, right?
Hey, no promises.
Unless you hear a baby crying, then you might want to.
It's just it's just go. I didn't think about it at all.
I hear you.
It's just natural.
It's a firefly. Yeah, I get it. All right, we're out. You guys be kind to each other.